Mark here, Head of IT and Business Solutions. Today, I'm going to talk to you about cybersecurity. With many of us now working from home in these challenging times, we've become ever more reliant on technology. So these are the new frontiers for cybersecurity. With this digital and physical accelerated change going on, this leaves room for mistakes, and ultimately that leaves opportunity for hackers. So what tends to happen is, in times of crisis, hackers will register lots of domain names, and ultimately they will use those domain names to send out mass emails to everybody. So with 90% of viruses actually being sent across the world containing viruses, and about 80% of those containing links that lead to infecting your machine, naturally this is the area that you should be focusing on. The way I tend to focus on things in terms of business and personal life, in terms of security, is to not think of them as different things. So security is security. If somebody is going to compromise a system, they will not necessarily think, okay, just because you work in a business means that I'll leave you when you're working, you're at home, you're kind of just getting on with your personal life. Ultimately, they just want to target any form of machine and get information about you, seeing where that could lead to, and that could be accessing your personal details, your bank details, and many other things as well. So there's that as again, actually, if you think about it, could be more of a risk from a home perspective, because within a business environment, people tend to focus a little bit more on security, and they sometimes have teams in there who are doing that for them. So and are protecting those machines a little bit more thoroughly in terms of governance, etc. So I suppose I would say, think about your personal life, think about your personal machines, your personal mobiles, and apply the same mentality that you would at work, if you can, to your personal life. Ultimately, both are the same. So as a bare minimum, I would make sure that you look at all of your machines, make sure you patch them with the latest security updates. That includes your mobile devices as well, Android, Apple, etc. Most of these should be updated, even in some cases the apps that are on there as well. And also apply two-factor authentication. So I think, again, in this day and age, that's quite a simple thing to do. Most companies do that. Microsoft, Apple, Google, the likes of them, all the major brands, that they all do this. So, you may not understand how to do that. We've got some great resources, which I'll talk about in a moment. But just use that. It gives you that extra level of protection. It's not foolproof. However, it's a lot better than giving the opportunity to a hacker to just have to get your password and access, whatever it is they're trying to access that you've got your details in. So if you've got that two-stage authentication, which is usually from your mobile device via an app or for a text message, in most cases they would need to have your mobile device as well to access your details. So as I said, we've got this great cybersecurity hub for the members. Please go and have a look in there. There's some great resources in there. Not everything's from us as well. So there's some real some great resources from the likes of Which and some other places as well. And you can get everything you need. The two-factor authentication bit I mentioned a moment ago. There's a great tutorial on there that gives you information about how you can. Say, for example, Facebook, you can click on there, it'll show you how you can set up two-factor authentication. It's a really useful tool. Another thing that I would think about, if you want to go a little bit further, there's something called Quad 9. And what this is it's something that's set up, it's free, it's very quick to put together. Again, if you go to the Members Hub, you'll find information about that with some video tutorials. And you could have Quad 9 installed. Well, it's not installed, you configure that on your machine using 4 digits, which is 9.9.9.9. And what it does is, when you're browsing websites, it's actually filtering out as much as it can malicious websites from actually infecting your machine. So to do something like that for free is almost a no-brainer, and anything you can do to protect yourself in these trying times is a given. So the 3 takeaways from cybersecurity today are: one, if you receive something that doesn't seem quite right via an email or maybe even a telephone call, your gut feeling is generally going to be right. So speak to someone, friends, family, colleagues, your IT team if you have one, and just question that. It could save you a world of pain in the long run. Two, think about implementing Quad 9 that I discussed earlier, if that's possible. If you go onto our Cybersecurity Hub, you can find the information, the link to the site that talks about Quad 9, and there are some great tutorials on there, and you can have this up and running on your machine within a couple of minutes. And three, in these challenging times, you don't really want to be having to deal with cybersecurity issues. So just a simple spring clean through looking at your mobiles, your devices, and anything else that's technology related. Just try and get them patched up to date where possible. So that's it from me today. Thanks for listening. Keep well, stay safe, and have a good evening.